But back in the day, I would just tell the director, I was like, ये मुझे नहीं करना है, ये मैं pelvic thrust नहीं करूँगी. I was like, ये LML क्या है? And it said, let me love baby, LML, Baba LML. And it was a super hit song, let me tell you that. Middle of traffic, Salman and I were shooting. We had chairs put on the footpath.
You were just sitting there?
We were just sitting there. I just feel, you know, Anupama, I take it as a huge compliment. To be relevant is a big thing.
Shilpa, lovely to sit down with you after, it feels like years, no?
Yes, it has been years, actually.
Listen, you're looking amazing, as always. You are, of course, a sort of multitasking goddess. There's fitness, right? Book author, entrepreneur, YouTuber, app coming out, and now the host of a dating show on Amazon.
Yes.
And I was just thinking about all these things you do, but it seemed to me like this might actually be the most challenging to help people find love in the time of Tinder.
I know.
You know, what have you learned at the end of these 10 episodes?
Lots actually. It was quite a revelation, Anupama, honestly speaking, because I sound like a fossil when I say the next line. That I feel like I come from a different generation, because back in the day when we dated, it wasn't so complicated. And I just think that the only thing that's constant is that everyone's looking for love and true love, if that exists in a utopian sort of world.
Bollywood says it does.
Yeah, it does. I found mine.
Yeah.
I really believe in soul connections more than love. And through this show, I think the revelation was that times may have changed, but the emotion is still the same. So, and we tend to undermine the intelligence of the millennials. You know, we think that they're really frivolous and we think that they're not deep, but they are. Actually, they really are so sorted in their heads.
They know what they want.
They know what they want. And that is something that I learned through the show.
Shilpa, Karan was also doing a show on a radio station where he was sort of giving advice about love. Do you think it's curious that in India, because you are actors or directors, you're all in the film business, and you're of course famous, people also assume you're experts on everything else?
Hardly. Like I said, I think on a show like this, I was just playing Cupid and trying to be a catalyst in finding love for the girls that came on the show. There was no expert advice. I would just, it was literally like a slice of life, and it was as real as it could be. If there was any person that I know in my life in that place, I would dole out the same kind of advice.
So you were like the wise elder sister
I don't know about wise. I really think that, you know, it's the smart ones that learn from others' mistakes.
Yeah.
And the idiotic ones like me had to go through our own mistakes to learn. So I think been there, done that, and learned from those mistakes and moved on. And I was happy to be able to give advice to these girls that came in there with, you know, stars in their eyes, and with the dream of finding love, or at least a date.
That's right. Baby steps.
Baby steps, yeah.
Shilpa, in all of these sort of various things that you do, acting is not one of them. Do you miss that?
I do. But you know, I have to be honest. I've managed to carve a strange sort of niche for myself doing whatever I'm doing. Amongst the other things that you talked about, you missed out on television.
Right.
So I still happen to be part of that medium, which is, I feel, a very powerful medium in this time and age as well. And I don't feel like I'm out of public memory. So as an actor, you would miss, I think, fame, and then, you know, you then make some wrong choices to want to get that back again. I've never really missed out on that. So I don't feel the need to jump into just doing any film, because those are the kind of films that are being offered to me. So
what are they offering you? What do they think?
No, they're just offering very, you know, I feel very, like a couple of scripts, more than a couple, were very heroine oriented, very powerful, very like dark, very hard hitting. And I come from a time where I've been a massy heroine, and I love glamour, I love commercial cinema. I've done Fir Milenge, and I've done the gamut of, those kind of movies, and it's been a learning curve for me. But I just feel that, if a film doesn't make money, what is the use? And if a film doesn't entertain you, I just feel the whole process is so futile. So for me to leave my 6-year-old and to get out of the house, it has to be an enjoyable process. I don't want to do, I've been offered a horror, I don't watch horror, so I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So there've been those things, so it's really not fit into my scheme of things. It's not like I've not been offered. And maybe also, I haven't been very inclined, to be honest.
Why? Is it because of your child mostly, or?
He's definitely my priority, and I think now he's 6.5, so I'm kind of now okay, and he's in a better space, but he needed me around. And saying that, I've still done so much work.
Of course.
I've still been working, but on my terms. So it's very clear that if you can't do this in this many hours, I don't want to be party to it. I can't do erratic schedules. I can't be away from my child for more than, 4 or 5 days.
Sure.
I don't want to do it. But now I'm okay to do it, because now I know that, he's grown up, he's talking, he can communicate.
Yeah, I can tell you.
When a child is young, if there's a problem, how would I know if I'm going to be away? So I'm very middle class that way. So I remember my mom saying to me that, because she was a working mother, and she didn't have a choice. They had ends to meet. They were both working, and she said, you have the luxury of time, Shilpa, so you shouldn't give up on that. Still you can. So I took that advice very seriously, and now I feel, see, once an actor, always an actor. And I don't have your husband offering me any work. It's a really sad story, travesty of my life.
But Shilpa, now the world has changed so much in terms of the roles they're writing for women, the kind of films that are being made, and sure, they may not be sort of big, overblown, massy,
yes,
but they're still very interesting stories. Do you have any hunger to be part of those kind of stories?
Of course, and I feel those are the kind of films that also have been offered to me, but either maybe, the director wasn't great.
Sure. Everything
so it has
fit.
to, everything has to, really work. And just having a good script is not enough. You need somebody who's going to be able to helm it and do justice to it. And then, I don't think I want to take the onus of doing a hero-oriented film, honestly, between you and me. I don't want to make a comeback. What is this whole business of a comeback? Where have I gone? So, if I do a film...
Will you take risks in terms of your image? Would you be willing to go, like you said, you were offered some dark roles.
Yeah.
Would you be able to sort of just, because you're no longer in that rat race?
Totally. And I also feel cinema has evolved, the audiences have evolved.
Absolutely.
They've become, they can gauge from a trailer whether it's going to do well or not. And now we have, an influx of multiplexes, and the film business has changed. So it's not about, like I said, I don't think it's about how big or small a film, it's the budget of the film now. So everything is dependent on that. So like I said, and I reiterate, tomorrow I might read a script and I might feel that, okay, this is a director who will do justice to the script and me. And also I've done so many parts in my life and so many roles.
How many films have you done? Did you ever count?
Including the Kannada, Telugu and Tamil.
Everything, yeah.
Around 60, 65, I think. I've never counted. That's a lot of films.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
So, so I just feel I'll be a better actor today than I was, in all honesty. And at the cost of sounding really immodest. Because I feel just when I got the hang of it, I decided to get married. So I just feel that, shoot, I really wish, I did some more work. Because I was so young when I joined the industry, and I had no inkling of what I was doing. I was just saying my lines, and God was very kind that all those films that I did, whether they did well or not, the songs were super hits.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so the 90s was really gold.
I still remember Chura Ke Dil.
Yeah, so I mean, Dhadkan.
Yeah.
So Music was huge, and I was very happy. I'm very happy wherever I am, Anupama. So I'm not complacent.
But you're content.
I'm content, really am.
So would you be able to, let's say, pick up a phone and say to a director, I would love to work with you? Or that doesn't come
I do that
natural?
all the time.
You do?
I do. There are a lot of these directors who have seen for a very long time, who are my friends, and casually at a party now, very recently I've started saying that, like they talk about some film or something, or we'd be joking about something, and I'd be like, listen, if there is something, I don't mind, I'll do it. So I'm okay now. I'm ready. I feel I'm ready now.
Yeah.
Till now, I wasn't mentally ready. Yeah.
Tell me what that time was like. What are your memories of the 90s?
Oh my God. I was just reminiscing with someone else, and I was like, it was a different scene. You've been,
of course,
you've seen the change.
Yeah.
You've been part of the milieu. It's amazing to see how the whole scenario has changed. We come with an entourage of some excess of 17 people. We just used to have one manager, okay? My mom used to travel with me on outdoors. But now there are managers, there's stylists, there are stylist assistants have two assistants. Yeah. And yeah, makeup artists have two assistants now. So it's a different ball game. So my vanity van, there's no place for me to stand, really. And back in the day,
it's the entourage.
It's the entourage. So, and back in the day, I remember we were shooting on this Lokhandwala bridge. And I'm not joking. We didn't even have a vanity van. Okay, so I was inhaling carbon monoxide because in the middle of traffic, Salman and I were shooting. We had chairs put on the footpath.
You were just sitting there?
We were just sitting there. We were just sitting there. I remember Sanjay Leela Bhansali had come to narrate Khamoshi's script to Salman. I still remember him doing the narration out on the road. So, I mean,
that's fantastic.
I belong to that, that kind of, where we were so kicked about just the work, even the contracts, the way we'd sign them,
Yeah.
They would come, discuss the film, we'd ask them questions like, release kab hai, date, how many dates do you need?
Correct.
And if there is another heroine, how many dates does she have? How many days does she have to work?
So
then you figure out who has a longer role. So, we worked like that. So, when I joined the industry, for me, it was not about becoming number one or, for me, it wasn't even about acting, to be honest, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was just lucky enough to be offered a part in Bazigar, and that became a Platinum Jubilee hit, and I was offered a few films before that, so I didn't even have to wait or struggle to get a part. But I was fortunate that my films did well, and I also think that people gave me work because they liked me. More than my performances, I think they liked me as a person, so they gave me work. So I was very happy, so I was very grateful.
The amazing thing is that all of you are looking better today.
You're talking about the 90s.
The 90s.
हमने 90s का पानी पिया है.
इसीलिए हम everlasting youth.
I don't know what it is. You're right, actually. It is an observation that even I have made, that I feel that was a different breed of actors. I don't know whether it had anything to do with the discipline, or maybe that era of films that still lingers on, like the 90s songs. Are you going to remember these songs 20 years down the line?
Yeah.
You're not going to, honestly. But those songs you will. So,
they're all being remixed
and they were all very cheesy, let me tell you. Although I think we made some very cheesy movies, and I think that really worked.
Do you ever remember a time when you heard like the lyrics of a
song? Many times, Anupama, don't remind me. I'm like, I was doing this film. It was T. Ramarau's movie. I had forgotten the name. I think Hatkadi or something. I've done some really odd films. And, but T. Ramarao was a big maker from the South. And he came with a song called LML. And I was like, ye LML kya hai? And it said, let me love baby, LML, Baba, LML. And it was a super hit song, let me tell you that. Hone de Baba, LML. And it was Let's Make Love Baby. So I went on the set and I had fresh off Chura Ke Dil Mera and you know, whatever. So I walked on the set, I said, ye, let's make love, main nahi bolungi. So I have dubbed the entire song as Love Me, Love Baby. If you see the song even today, and then they had to redub the song as Love Me, Love. I said, well, let's make love, nahi bolungi. So that
stuff
was
happened.
being cracked, yeah. Stuff like that happened.
You know, I was talking to Kajol and she said to me that, of course, this is, you know, it's amazing, the professionalism and how much sort of rigor there is in the system now. But she said there was a certain warmth.
Yes,
Which,
I agree.
I mean, would you say that that's sort of somewhere been lost?
She's right about that because, like I said, there was a lot more trust. Like makers would come and discuss a script with you, and if we were okay, we'd say yes and start shooting even without a contract. Our contracts today are like bound contracts
Yeah,
on
it's a
200
book.
pages.
Yeah.
You know, going back and forth with lawyers and whatever. But there, at that time, it was all based on trust. And हाँ चलिए आप कर रहे हो हमारी पिक्चर हम कर रहे हैं announcement भी हो गया without a signing amount, without anything. We'd sometimes go on the set because I mean that was the kind of camaraderie we had. Actors would just call and just say, you know, I think you really would be fab. Do you have the dates? Please do this film. So we had that kind of relationship. And I don't know if I should say I find that missing today, but it's far more professional.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing also.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. But the warmth, I feel the managers and it's become very clinical now. So the decisions are taken by them because they have to play the bad cop and then we are still being good. But back in the day, I would just tell the director, I'm like, ये मुझे नहीं करना है. ये मैं ऐसे मैं pelvic thrust नहीं करूँगी. Now the manager will jump in and say that, oh, what is this? You know what I'm saying?
Right, right.
So I think only there some things have changed.
Shilpa, you have such a massive following on social media. What do you want to use this for? Do you think about the power that it comes with?
I honestly, if I tell you the story of how I came onto social media, you laugh. It was really for the heck of it because my niece, my 13-year-old niece at that time, said to me in London when I was on my summer break that Shilpa Mami, you're not cool, you're not on Instagram. So she opened the account. It is still her password, okay? And I had I think some 500 or 600 people who joined me on the medium on that day. And she was like, you're really not that famous. So she really burst my bubble then, okay? So after that, I decided, I said, okay, now, if I'm on this platform, what do I do with it? I mean, I just want to only put pictures of mine and do random stuff. I may as well, you know, make use of this platform to be of use to people. So what do I do best or what do I know about? I said, let me try and share my knowledge about health, you know, put up some videos where I'm working out and show them how I, you know, do it. Because a lot of people ask me how I maintain myself and whatever, and I take it as a huge compliment. So what is the use if I am doing stuff and I'm only going to keep it to myself? I'd rather, you know, share it with people and if it can be of use to people. So it started with that. And then I started doing Sunday binges where a lot of people, or they think that I don't eat, but to only prove to them that I do on Sundays.
You're doing it on Instagram.
I did it on Instagram and that really, you know, caught up. And yeah, so I just feel, you know, Anupama, I take it as a huge compliment. To be relevant is a big thing, you know, in this time and age without a movie. So I started out as an actor, but I'm still relevant in some way. I don't know, good or bad, but in a way that I think I'm useful to people. For me, that's very heartening.
Thank you, Shilpa, and good luck, and you know, keep at it.
Hi guys, this is Shilpa Shetty Kundra, and if you like this video, please subscribe to Film Companion.